Hey, welcome back to IAllegedly. I'm Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because revolutions don't start in a day. A lot to cover on this. Please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. There is a lot of valid pain out there right now with so many people. And as I started researching this video to talk about everything with the economy and with business and business news, a lot came up, but we are starting to see the fact that people think that the system is rigged and that it's not fair. And right now, you're seeing a lot of people that are struggling financially. And let's just go through the last 5 years. COVID hits and the rich get richer. You know, it was crazy. I mean, billionaires made billions of dollars more during this time. And the rest of us suffered. The middle class got wiped out during that time and continues to get wiped out right now. It is so expensive to go out to dinner. It is so expensive to buy things, buy automobiles, put your kids through school. If your kids are in sports, you're going to get, I used to say you get $100 to death. And I had people write me and say, now it's $200, Dan, you get $200 to death with this. You are not alone right now. And what people are seeing is that they just can't get a break. Now, I'm telling you, I have been there, and I have been so broke in my life, and I had to reinvent myself. My family was not there for me. I only had a few friends that I gave everything I could to when I had nothing, and they were there. Okay, it was that simple. But right now, people just are not making it right now. We lost 33,000 jobs in the last month. It went negative, guys. Now, I am one of the people that believes that this is real, that we're finally getting realistic numbers. We're not getting the lies month after month after month that we got with the Biden administration, where everything was made up. We're getting realistic numbers. And the realistic numbers are that the job market went down. Okay? You have a world right now where Amazon employs more robots than it does human beings. Think about that. And it's only going to grow more. Throw AI into the mix, and it's only going to get worse, guys. It's going to get worse. So the average person can barely afford rent. Things have doubled in price. We've talked about that, from air conditioning units to cars to everything out there. But I am telling you guys, you have to go out there. And in a world where people don't have $400 set aside to pay a bill, there is an alternative, guys. I'm telling you this right now. You've got to work on yourself and be the best version of yourself. And I'm constantly working on that. And I don't have all the answers. I am not the perfect human being. I am constantly learning, trying to get my health better, trying to get my body in shape as I get older. And the pounds don't just drop off like they used to when I was 25. And you could go run, and that would be the end of it. It's different now. It's different for all of us. But I'm telling you, it does seem rigged, guys. It absolutely does seem rigged. Let's go back to COVID for a second. Rand Paul steps forward. Dr. Senator Rand Paul steps forward. I always think that we should remind everybody that he's a heart and eye surgeon. And he is going to call Dr. Fouchy out and bring him in. Do you believe anything's going to happen with that? I don't. I don't believe anything's going to come of this. I don't think if they caught this guy with a tape, like the Rodney King tape, it would mean nothing. If OJ was on tape, it would mean nothing to certain people. You know what I mean? So I don't think anything's going to happen to Dr. Fouchy. P. Diddy, basically got off yesterday, got charged with just the lesser crimes when he did heinous things. It's funny. There is a guy that was a good friend of mine who said he worked at one of those events, and I said, you're a scumbag. You're a degenerate. Okay? Somebody I met online. It's not like he and I were, having sleepovers or anything, but I just thought, what a scumbag that you actually participated in those things where women were treated that way. What a horrible human being you are. So, needless to say, the rich get off, guys, all the time. They really do. There is nothing fair about it. You have to make your own mark in life. You have to. And people don't get that. We live in a world where you are ruled by your cell phone, okay? And we're, ruled by likes, your pictures. I dated this one woman who used to call Facebook fake book because everybody puts their best foot forward, and it's true. And it's funny, dating is like that. These women go out there and they have filters now, and they can make themselves look like the most glamorous supermodel in the world. And then when you show up there, they're not who they say they are. And this is an example that my cousin has given me multiple times, where these women use filters and then he meets them on dates. He's talked to them, he's texted them. They are not who they say they are. Be yourself, guys. Be real right now. Nobody is doing this. I don't care how old you are. You can learn anything. The state of California has free education for junior college, for, community college. You can go get yourself your high school diploma, your degrees. You can get advanced learning. You can learn different things at community colleges for free. I'm sure your state has the same thing. Take advantage of that. You can only get yourself better. That's it. Work on your, what you want to do. A few years ago, in 2018, on my birthday, my son gave me an iPad for my birthday, and I thought, I'm really going to use this and not play video games on it and teach myself new things. And I taught myself how to cook better. I taught myself more marketing stuff. I constantly use it as a learning tool. That's what that iPad represented to me, was a complete learning tool, to where it wore out. In other words, memory filled up, couldn't use it anymore, can barely turn the thing on right now, but I've kept it because it was a symbolism that my son saved his money and bought me that expensive gift for my birthday. What are you doing to benefit yourself and be better? I'm telling you guys, you can sit there and think, Mr. Gloom and Doom, you got it easy. Okay. I had somebody do something to me during my divorce that destroyed my business and was so awful. And I had nothing. I became homeless, basically, and had to live with a friend because I lost everything. Okay? I then would get my children, and it would be a joke from the other side during the divorce. He's not going to be able to feed them. He's going to lose them. No. And I made it work. I had $40 to get my kids through 4 days, and I did it. Now, you're going to learn more about this stuff because this person has been sued that did this to me, and finally, I found out that they may go to jail for what they've done, which is fabulous, which would be the greatest thing ever for this person to get held accountable. He and his wife, for that matter. Anyways, I've been there, guys. Don't act like, you got it easy. I've started from nothing, and you can do the same thing. What are you going to do? Seriously, you're just going to woe is me and have the government give you free checks? COVID did a real disservice to a lot of people because they let people go on unemployment and get $1,000 a week when they never made that money in their entire lives. Why would you work? Why won't we just get that? Inflation went through the roof. Everything that you can't afford today was because of that shenanigans. And all those thieves that stole that money, including our politicians that fleeced us and took advantage of each and every one of us, those people knew what they were doing. It took me the longest time to figure out why they gave us all this money for free, and that's what it was, just to take advantage of the system. Now, some of these people that were the common folk, let's just, wow, if I say I have five employees, they'll write me a check. I got 15, No accountability, guys, none. And they're paying for it now. It destroyed my conference company. Remember, guys, there was a point in time we never thought we were going to sit in a baseball game, sit in a football stadium. You're never going to go to a concert again. Then it was all horrible, absolutely horrible that we were all going through that. Had to rebuild myself, had to start from scratch. I am telling you, America is the land of opportunity. You can do absolutely everything. Anything you want to be. Now, because of the way I am what you call a connective marketer. I can put A to B. I can put people together. I am brilliant at filling a room full of people. I can do that. And when I wanted to be in the conference space, there was a man in the space named Scott Hamilton. He still is in that space. He's a brilliant guy, a great guy. He's a good friend and colleague now. But I just loved his website. I loved his events. And one day I was in his office building, he walked by and I said, I introduced myself, Mr. Hamilton, if I could ever have a few minutes with you, I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you and talk to you. And well, Dan, why don't we do it right now? Okay. So I got half an hour with this guy that day. We didn't expect it, but we just talked about just business in general and what I wanted to do. And again, I wanted to be a competitor of this guy, and he never once was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This guy spoke at my events. He was at my first event. He was at my last event. And he's a brilliant guy for that. My current business partner, somebody that you guys have heard of, I'm not going to say his name right now, he and I had a nice half an hour conversation this morning about work ethics and working together and teamwork, and how it's very difficult to find somebody that has a good work ethic. You cannot fake a work ethic, guys. And this is what people have the problem with dating. People want to meet some hot chick and go to bed and have it last a lifetime with them. It doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way at all. It takes effort. And I always relate this to Grant Cardone and his wife, Elena. She refused to go out with him for 2 years. 2 years. Constantly working on a date, not hooking up. They were like before she would even have a meal with this guy. Okay? And they've been together ever since. But that took 2 years of effort. Will you do that? No. Most people don't want to put 2 minutes into this stuff. The problem with society right now is everybody wants immediate gratification. You get this Zohran Mamdani in New York City, and people think this is the solution. We're going to have free love. We're going to have socialism. Tell me a country where socialism has worked, guys. It doesn't work anywhere. Giving all this free love, having government housing, getting taxed to oblivion has not worked. Has not worked, guys. And for you to sit there and tell me you're going to rip down buildings and build apartment complexes that people are going to live for free and have free parks and government stores. You know, anybody that's been to Cuba, and I had a boss, a man that his family fled from Cuba when he was 6 years old. And they had no food in the grocery stores. It was awful. What are you doing? What are you up to? You understand? It's terrible. Okay? But because of the desperation of people right now, this is appealing right now. And what's factual is it's not going to work. And you get some rich people that are like going to back this guy, that are kookaburras. And the thing about this that nobody wants to deal with is you need it to get real with this. You know, when the migrants were shipped to different areas of the countries, Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket Island and places like that, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? Can't have this. We don't have the infrastructure for this. But you do everywhere else. You know, people can complain about, you know, the new Alligator Alcatraz. And I talked about that in the private channel. You can sit there and you can be upset about that. But here's the thing. The money that was used to pay for the hotels, it was crazy. That money is what they pulled to pay for that Alligator Alcatraz. Are you against that? Okay, sorry. Okay. People have written me, and I had a great comment. I can't share the comment because the guy swore in the comment twice. And I responded back to him about how people are upset, people are furious, people want something for free. Go get a job right now, okay? Go better yourself, guys. Go do this. My latest business partner, you know how that relationship started? I reached out and just said, hey, I wanted to introduce myself. We spoke this much the first time. And now he's a friend, a colleague, and hopefully a lifetime business partner that I'm going to be working with. But again, be the best version of yourself. I am constantly trying to be the best version of myself. To sit there and say, oh, we need a revolution, everything's done. I'm one of the people now, I'm convinced that nothing's going to happen, guys. I'm convinced that you have to make your own claim. I'm convinced that we're not going to see the JFK, RFK, Martin Luther King, Epstein shenanigans ever, ever, ever. Shh, don't talk about that. What are you doing? It's coming. It's coming. Okay? Oh, you know what they did with UFOs, don't you? No, neither do you, and we'll never find out the truth. So leave it at that. Does that make sense? If you never found this stuff out, and if you found out it was all horse S, just go on with your life, guys. Make your own claim. Please, 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 please. I'm telling you this right now. I have friends. We're talking about the dating thing. And it's funny how people, women make, there's these videos that get sent to me. I want a man 6'5", finance, and blue eyes. No, guys. Be the best version of you can to meet that guy. Okay? Everybody wants to be a boss babe, but then you can't figure out that you wanted independence, but now you don't want independence. Okay? And I'm a guy that likes to date too, guys. And I date professional women. They have jobs, and that's my thing. But I also get to go out with them and take them, to dinner and things like that. I get a kick out of these sites and things where they say, listen, you should never spend money on a first date. Well, why are you dating? You can't afford your own life. If you have to worry about the price of a meal in your city, fix that first. My favorite comedian is a man named Colin Kane. And Colin Kane used to talk about how can you be a good version of somebody else? How could you be with somebody else if you're not the best version of yourself? That makes sense. It's stuck with me ever since I heard him say that. And all I do is try to be a better person. I try to be a better businessman, better father, better friend. Think about this. Your car breaks down on the 55 freeway right now, and you got to call somebody. How many people can you truly call and say, I am in the center of the freeway, you got to come get me? Okay? 1, 2, 0. I got more from working with people and giving them free stuff. Think about this. Helping them. Scott Hamilton, putting him on stage in front of 300 people at my event for his event company that ran around the country, and he got more people out of that for free. I got doctors. I'm not a doctor, guys. I don't know anything about, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a marketer, guys. But I would get the best doctors, best heart surgeons, best inventors. I had a guy pitch an artificial heart with a perpetual motion motor at my event once, and it was amazing. Okay? And you know who flocked there? All the financiers. Oh my God, Dan, forever I'm going to attend your events. Okay? Give more of yourself. Expect nothing, but be a better person for yourself. I'm telling you, money will follow, guys. Money will follow with this. Deal with good people. Dan Pena, the $1 billion man, I get a kick out of him because if you look him up, he yells, and before you look him up, he swears profusely with every other word, okay? But that guy is, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If your friends are a den of losers, you're the 5th loser in that group. Don't ever forget that. Go out and make something of yourself. My latest business partner is a brilliant guy, and I'm telling you this, we're going to do something that's so cool, and it's going to make a lot of money, and it's going to be exciting. But the cool thing is that he has the same work ethic as I do. And I told him, I said, I don't think I've met anybody that works as much as, you and I do. And he gets it. He totally gets it. But he also respects it because he knows that he doesn't have to worry about my integrity, my honesty, nothing. We're there. We're ready to go. Can you say that about yourself? Come on. Okay? Bill Ackman is a billionaire. And Bill Ackman had an interview talking about how he made billions of dollars with his company. Billions. And I'm going to end this video with this. He made a mistake in his company and he got sued by shareholders, and the value of the stock price went down, so shareholders sued him. So he said, listen, it wasn't that we did anything wrong, we just made a mistake. So wrong investment, wrong whatever. I don't know what that particular item was, but what I'm talking about was he went to get divorced, and his wife and her attorney said, the company's worth this, and you're saying it's worth this, and it was worth this at the time. So I had to show them that it was worth a lot less, and it cost me a bundle. So you can feel good about a billionaire getting clipped, because he got clipped real good. But he brought up a great point. This is what you need to do. It's the advice that was given to me by a friend of mine, and that is you need to do a little bit every day. You need to do something. Everybody wants the big deal. Everybody wants to make an impact. No, you need to do a little bit every day to move yourself forward. And if you do that, a month from now, you'll see progress. My friend gave me the advice of baseball, and you need to get a base hit. You need base hits, put it together, and before you know it, Dan, you're going to score some runs. And if you treat it this way, you got to get the first down. I don't care what your sports analogy is, but use Bill Ackman's of doing a little bit every day. And again, there's business people I'd like to have a meal with. That's a guy I'd like to sit down and have a meal with because he gets it. But again, A billionaire that had to start over again and just got it by doing what you and I need to do, which is work each day, make progress. Don't make foolish choices, eat right, don't do drugs, don't drink excessively, don't date the wrong women, don't have bad friends, don't steal, don't hurt anybody, okay? Live your life and be positive, okay? God bless America, man. This is it. You can do whatever you want here. I'm telling you guys, I'm living proof of that. But I am also living proof of the fact that every day is a new challenge. Every day I have to go out and have to make something of myself. And I have to do what I can do to be a good example for myself and for my friends. Now I can kid myself and just say, oh yeah, I did a lot today. But then I know I didn't. You know what I mean? Be happy. Do the best you can. You can do anything in this world. You want to write a book? You want to make movies? I did that. I went out and wanted to become a screenwriter and taught myself that. Okay? Don't ever forget that. You can do anything in this world. The only person letting yourself down is you. Don't forget that. Okay? There is no revolution. This is being done to us. These people are bad. Okay? They don't care for us. They care for themselves. They get stock tips that we don't get. They get financial advice, and they be given huge contracts that you and I will never be part of. Yes, it's unfair. What you can do is make yourself your best life you can and be the best person you can be to you and everybody around you. Be the person somebody wants to be with, okay? Be the friend somebody wants to be. Be the inspiration that other people want to be, because that's what I am, and that's what I strive to do every single day. Don't forget to like the video and hit the um, subscribe button too. Little, can you guys see the duck? We're going to end it with the duck, okay? I'll see you soon.